Oh, I see him. Yeah, fill on in, everybody. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Happy Pride. It is a beautiful morning to be out in Rockville, a beautiful morning to be out in Montgomery County, and I am just so proud that this is the 8th year we are raising the pride flag here in Montgomery County, using our official government flagpole to officially affirm that everybody is welcome, safe, and seen in our community for living their authentic lives, loving whom they choose, and identifying as they truly are. Those are our Montgomery County values, and that is why we're all here, to make sure that in this turbulent time where there is chaos and hate, we stand proud. Look at everybody here, all levels of county government, from our municipal leaders to our county leaders to our state leaders to our federal leaders, standing united and saying hate has no home here, and we are proud to live in Montgomery County. And I just want to take a moment to reflect on how far we have come over these last 8 years, because it has been tough. I remember when we were first here, that very first year, it was a rainy day. We were not able to stand outside, so we were inside the executive office building celebrating Pride. And then when my office and my teammates and I went back into my office, we then started hearing from everybody who did not like what we had done. The haters, the naysayers, the bigots who did not think that we should be raising the pride flag here in Montgomery County. But over those 7 years since, we've persisted, we've resisted, we've put our hearts on our sleeves and the pride flag on our flagpole, and we have never backed down, because that's not who we are here in Montgomery County. And I just want to end my official remarks saying that we cannot be complacent in this moment. There is too much hate emanating off of Pennsylvania Avenue, and the national polling indicates that the tide is changing. There's a recent poll that shows that support for marriage equality across the United States is slipping. It had been 71% of Americans who believe an individual has the right to marry the partner whom they love, and that's now slipped down to 65%. And back in 2012, when we in Maryland were the first state to pass marriage equality at the ballot box, that only passed 52 to 48 here in Maryland in the year 2012. So we cannot be complacent. We have to continue spreading love and light and talking with our neighbors, changing hearts and minds, and more importantly, let everyone know that Montgomery County will continue being a beacon of love and light while there's chaos, doom, and destruction all around us. Those are our values. You see all levels of Montgomery County and Maryland government here, and it is an honor to serve with all of my friends and colleagues. With that, I would like to first acknowledge a number of people who are here before turning it over to the county executive. First, I want to acknowledge at our federal level, we have Senator Chris Van Hollen's district team is here. Brent Gerard. Brent, where are you? Brent, thank you so much for always showing up. We have Senator Angela Alsobrook's district team, Ricky Powell Graves. Ricky, are you here? Thank you, Ricky. Come join us up here. We do have, I think, everyone from Congressman Raskin's district team. Where are you? Thank you very much. Kathleen Connor and team. Thank you always for showing up. You will hear from our Congresswoman April McClain Delaney in a few moments, so thank you for being here. At the state level, we do have, in no particular order, Delegate Linda Foley is here. Delegate David Frazier Hidalgo, Delegate Joe Vogel, Delegate Jared Solomon, Delegate Greg Wims, are you here? I'll let the council president recognize our colleagues on the council, but we also have a number of municipal leaders who are here. Mayor of the county seat, Mayor Monique Ashton. Mayor Judd Ashman, her Ash twin in Gaithersburg, to use their phraseology. We have a number of council members too. Gaithersburg City Council Member Jamil Hernandez and Jim McNulty. And I think Marissa Valeri, is Marissa here? She is not here. Is there anyone I missed from all those other levels? Okay, and Sheriff Maxwee is here. Thank you, Sheriff. With that, I will turn it over to our County Executive, Mark Elrich.
Good to be here again. 8 years of this, it still works. Good to see everybody out today, and good that it's nice weather today. I just want to touch on something that Evan raised, which is the numbers and the statistics. I think, we've got to recognize that there is a hardcore right-wing, racist, sexist, homophobic, and otherwise incredibly dangerous portion of our population that ticks around 30%. All the time. It's not surprising that there's a core of people who have been very difficult to change. So I take some comfort in the fact that it's a core, but it's not the majority of people in this country. And I think we've won the most of the battle for most hearts and minds. We just have to keep working on these other people, and we have to hope that at some point there's some break in their ideology, that they can see past their hate and their fear to understand that we're all, basically all human beings, we're all the same. We all deserve the same respect, and it cannot be withheld only for white males like me. That is an absurd view of the world. Peter Hegseth, I have no idea what you're thinking, but it is just alarming what we see going on around us. The LGBTQ plus community continues to be under attack. Our trans community, is getting, hit back very hard. I feel that one of the good things is, we've opened one of our Pride centers. We're opening another Pride center. So we'll have 2 centers this year. This county is an inclusive community. We're going to continue to welcome and celebrate all of our residents, no matter what's happening down the road in Washington. Our values don't change. We are who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do, and nothing they do is going to back us down. Pride Month is about celebrating Montgomery County's diversity and recommitting to inclusion and acceptance. And it should be evident to everyone here today that in Montgomery County, the colorful Pride flag is not just something that gets trotted out every year in June. It's actually a statement of who we are. We do this work every day in Montgomery County. We just have a party a couple of times a year. We continue to see rights and protections for transgender people being taken away. We're committed to doing all we can do to continue protecting their rights, the dignity and safety of the entire LGBTQ plus community. And last summer, we opened, the first Pride Center. As I said, we've got another one coming. This is work that's important to us, and we appreciate the partnership with Trans Maryland, Live in Your Truth, and other groups operating in Montgomery County's Pride family. We're going to continue to ensure that our schools, healthcare providers, and community services remain welcoming, affirming, and inclusive. We have an amazing healthcare system in this county. We provide a lot of services to people. We have the ability to assure that our healthcare meets the needs of everybody in Montgomery County, and we can do that. Today, we celebrate another visible reminder of our commitment, which is the 2026 Pride Bus. This is the 4th year we've wrapped our bus, and it's a way of going around the county, and it shows who we are, and it's not just in one place that you have to go see it. It's going to come see you. And so as the Pride Bus goes by, wave to it. If you have neighbors who say, what is that interestingly colored bus out there? Tell them what the bus is, why it's out there on the street. Everybody needs to know what we're doing. The Pride Bus is a reminder that the LGBTQ plus residents belong everywhere, in every neighborhood, every school, and every workplace. So I just want you to know that, nothing changes in Montgomery County. We've had to do this with almost every community group we talk to. You think about all the ethnic groups we work with. We spend a lot of time telling people nothing is changing here. And it's a shame we have to do that, but we actually do have to do that. People are nervous. They're upset. They see people who spoke out once getting shy and worried about, is this going to be bad for me if I speak out on this? None of us are afraid of doing this. We're all up here together. We've been like this, united. There's been a struggle, but I'll say there was no struggle politically, internal in the county government. This is something that from the beginning, everybody supported and everybody worked towards. So there are some good things that have happened here, and we ought to acknowledge the fact that we've had a strong core of people who think this is important enough to keep fighting for and to keep putting out there. So thank you all very much this morning.
Thank you very much, County Executive Elrich, and thank you for elevating the Pride bus, because I think the only thing better than riding with pride is riding free with pride. Next up, it's an honor to have our Congresswoman here, who is a member of the Congressional Equality Caucus, which helps advance legislation supporting LGBTQ plus residents across the country, and that's Congresswoman April McClain Delaney. Thank you.
Thank you. So good morning, everyone. What a glorious morning it is. And happy Pride Month. I'm so proud to be here. I am April McClain Delaney, and I represent Montgomery County, but Maryland's 6th Congressional District, which is a big district that goes through Mountain and Western Maryland. And I am so proud to be here. And I have to really echo what Mark said in terms of what a flag means. As I was thinking about it coming in, a flag really is about standing for our values, whether it be on our American flag, our state flag, our Montgomery County flag for our veterans. But as we sit here with Pride Month and this incredible flag we have here today, it is really about standing up to hate, as Evan Glass just said, standing up that every person can love who they want, can be who they want, and has the respect and integrity that they can live their lives feeling safe and feeling that they are truly part of our community. And that's what happens here in Montgomery County. I really want to say, coming together last night, I was at an Equality Caucus roundtable, actually, and it was organized by Mark Takano, an incredible congressman from California, but one who came and said, we really need to stand back. And it was about really the assault on our trans community in our military. We had 3 highly decorated and incredible veterans of over 15 to 20 years, and we heard about what they encountered. And as we sat there, Nancy Pelosi was there, and she always says, diversity is our strength and unity is our power. And this is a very turbulent time with a very lawless, reckless administration and a president that is full of hate and retribution. But what we stand for is the unity that we have. And we, as all Marylanders, as all Montgomery County residents, we are committed to making sure that everyone feels safe here, including our LGBTQ community. I do have to give it up for all of I'm not going to recognize all of the people here because they've already been acknowledged. But I think what is so important, and what I've realized more as a member of Congress and a freshman member, is how important it is that we come together as our state, as our local leaders, and this incredible federal delegation that 7 of the 8 of us have been rowing together with our senators and our governor, who says often we leave no one behind. And I think it is in that collaboration between the state, the local, and our federal that we are truly able to stand up for, and we are really so blessed to be in the state of Maryland for our values and who we are for the LGBT community. So I just want to say, this flag is more than a symbol. It's a declaration that every person deserves to live openly, safely, and with dignity. And it's also a declaration that we will stand united in defending these rights, because together we vow to leave no one behind. Thank you again. And I look forward to seeing many of you afterwards, but happy Pride Month.
As has been said, we are a family. We look out for each other. And right now, the head of the county council family, and we bicker just like any other family, is Natalie Fani Gonzalez. And it is my honor to introduce her to say some remarks too.
Thank you. Good morning, beautiful people. My name is Natalie Fanny Gonzalez. I am the president of the Montgomery County Council, and I feel the love because this event, it's about love. It's about respect. It's about understanding that this world is beautiful because we have different people in it, and we need to respect each other and love each other and do it in that umbrella. I would like to recognize all the council members who are here. I have Council Vice President Marilyn Balcom, Council Members Kristen Mink, Council Member Shebra Evans. I see Council Member Sidney Katz. I see Council Member Lori Ann Sells, Shebra Evans, William Mondo, Andrew Friedson. I didn't see her. Okay. The beautiful lady in red, Dawn Lukey. And if you're asking, you're missing one person. That's Council Member Kate Stewart. But trust me, she will have loved to be here today because she truly cares about this issue and making sure that this county continues to evolve in unity and based off love. I want to thank once again the leadership of Councilmember Evan Glass for bringing us together and all the advocates who really pushes us to continue moving forward and to that Price Center that the county executive talked about, the two ones that we pretty much have at this point, one is on the way, happen because of advocacy, happen because we have people in this community who truly care and they push us to do the right thing. And that's one of the beautiful things of this Montgomery County. People are not shy. They speak up and push us forward, especially when it comes to money to make things happen. So with that, thank you so much for being here.
As the council president noted, it does take a team, and I do want to acknowledge the MoCo Pride Center and Trans Maryland and our faith community who continue to help lead our community with love and light and help us be our better angels. And I also want to recognize Rich Madaleno, our Chief Administrative Officer, longtime LGBTQ plus leader in the state of Maryland. Thank you, Rich. And now we have some special guests who we've invited to say some words. First guest I'd like to bring up is a woman who I happen to serve with on the board of Equality Maryland when Maryland did become the first state to pass marriage equality in the United States. Karen Holmes is a retired federal safety officer, a veteran, an author, and a nationally recognized transgender advocate. She continues to lead her community towards safety, women, and veterans organizations. And she is also the author of a new book, 40 Years and Wandering No More, Loving Life, Being Transgender. Karen, where are you? Come on up. Come on. You should be up here. Come on up, Karen.
Good morning, everybody. And I just want to say thank you all for being here. This is a big thing. Just from Montgomery County, but just all over the country, we're stating a message here that really is going to stand out to a lot of people. And I'm glad to be a part of Montgomery County, that I live in Montgomery County. And it's so funny that Prince George's County had me coming over there speaking a lot at different events. And I said, what happened to Montgomery County for me? I live in the county. But just recently, about a couple of months ago, I spoke with Montgomery County Police Department, and Rockville City Police was there. Tacoma Park City Police was there as well, in regards to building the bridge between the transgender community and law enforcement. So I've been doing that for the last 7 years when I partnered up with DOJ, speaking around the country, trying to bridge that gap between the transgender community and law enforcement. But anyway, I actually transitioned October 1st of 2010. I served, of course, with the Maryland Defense Force, which supported the Maryland National Guards. Received, after my second year in 2012, NCO Soldier of the Year, which is non-commissioned officer for any of those who are not familiar with that. And then in 2013, by the State Guard Association of the United States, I got Soldier of the Year of the country. Each comment that I heard from female soldiers were, great job, you're doing it for us. Well, the thing is, I also am doing it for the transgender community, which I really couldn't talk about at that time being. And now I'm able to talk about it proudly each and every day when I'm out there. So I just want to say it's an honor to be able to do that right now. And right now I'm with the United States Veterans Reserve Corps. now for the last 8 years. And there's a lot of other things that's in my book as far as all the volunteers and stuff that I do. But I just want to tell you one thing. In my life, it's just not just been who I am, but it's really the passion that I'm trying to do back to give to the community. There's so many people that said, hey, you're still coming up and you're still friends of ours. And I'm like, yes, you never forget where you come from. And that's what I do. And I wish I had bought my boxing gloves today. One's a light pink color and one's a light blue color. And I have it usually up at the podium when I usually go speak at the events. And it's basically to let you know I'm still in your corner fighting for you, even though I have fully transitioned. And I'm just, Pride Month is great for Pride Month. But as far as I'm concerned, Pride is every day for the LGBT community and mostly the trans community, which is up against a big battle and fight right now. I heard so many times the word, you made a choice. And I'm telling you, no, we did not make a choice to be who we are. It's a decision that we make for ourselves each and every day of our life because we want to be happy just like you. We want to live our life the way we want to live and not be held back to things that society thinks we should live. And that's the problem. Everybody thinks that we should be doing it for them. No, it's like the same thing when I changed my name from Tony to Karen. And people said, why didn't you just go with Tony with an I or Antoinette, which is my legal name back then. But I said, why should I make it easy for you? I'm here to do what I need to do to be happy. And I need to do that each and every day. And so I want us to be the light of this country, of this world, not be dark the way it is right now. This administration has taken a lot out of us, but I'm sorry. I'm going to be who I am each and every day. And serving with my agency when I used to be a federal employee for 24 years and 4 months and some days, I had to leave because of the fact Doge came in. But you know what? Each and every my fellow employees were sad to see me go because they saw me for what I was bringing to the table. When I told people that, hey, look, I'm going to be transitioning, and this is to all the volunteer groups that I've done with Red Cross, CERT, RSVP, which is Retired Seniors Volunteer Program. I said, I've got something to tell you. And they said, what's that? I said, I'm going to be transitioning in a couple of weeks. And they gave me this look like, I'm just glad you're going to be here with our organization. That just tells me that they saw what I was bringing to the table and not the fact that I am transgender. And that's what I want each and every one of you to do is have pride in yourself and, just live that life. So that way, when you tell somebody that you're transgender, they're going to say, I don't care. So in Mark, and I'm not going to get religious on you, but in Mark 12:31 NIV, it says, love your neighbor as yourself. That means not just a few, it means everybody. And that's the way we should be doing it each and every day, is be that way. Some people say that, transgender people are the problem. We're not the problem. The Capitol down on January 6th was the issue and the problem, not us. But they always want to try to tag what we've done to that. In closing, I just want to say, anyone out there who is transgender or non-binary, believe in yourself. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Be yourself. Dreams are made to be lived, so live it. So go confident in the direction of your dreams. Live the life that you dream of and imagine. My life inspiration is not to have more, but to be more. So shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll be among the stars. Today's a new day, and we all will smile. To everyone here today, hold on. Change is coming. Hold on. You can make it. Hold on. Don't worry about a thing. Hold on. Everything will be okay. God bless you all. I'd like to do one more thing for all the council people. Can you come up front real quick? Just,
We're all around.
I hope I got, all right. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's happening. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Karen, for your leadership, your compassion, your inspiration, your challenge coins, and you can preach all day long. Our next special guest is a full circle moment for all of us here in Rockville. Someone who is no stranger to county government, someone who is no stranger to this event, as she helped organize the very first event 8 years ago when she worked with all of us, and particularly as my chief of staff. And before that, also served on the board of Equality Maryland, helping spread love and light and equality for all Marylanders. And that's Valeria Carranza. And some of you might not know that a few months ago, not too long ago, she did leave the council to continue her advocacy and her fight for equal rights and equal pay down on Capitol Hill, where she currently serves as the Senior Director of Government Relations for Moms Rising. And we have some Moms Rising people here too. But, you know, in our partnership, and that's the key word here, all of us standing up here are in partnership. But in partnership, particularly with me and my office, she helped pass landmark legislation here in Montgomery County, including the Pay Equity Act, gender neutral bathrooms, and the LGBTQ Bill of Rights. And so it is a very special thing for me to introduce Valeria Carranza and invite her up to speak.
Okay, the microphone is a little high here. Okay, good morning, everyone. Happy Pride. Yeah. So special thank you to the county executive for being here, council members, state delegates, Team Glass, and of course, Council Member Glass. I also want to give a shout out to my wife and adventure partner of 17 years, Lauren Carranza. Yeah. My wife. What a privilege it is to be able to say those words openly and proudly. Growing up as a gay woman in a conservative Catholic Latino household was like being the protagonist of a telenovela that I used to watch with my mami nena, my grandma. And like so many women in those stories, there were expectations about who I should be, who I should love, and how much space I should take up in the world. But as a queer woman and daughter of immigrants, I never quite fit the script. Like a lot of queer kids growing up in the 90s, I was trying to figure out where I belonged. And the 90s were a strange in-between moment in our pop culture. We were starting to see bits and pieces of queer representation on television. Ellen came out, Will and Grace premiered, then came Queer as Folk and the L Word. This representation wasn't particularly diverse, but it helped me to see that I wasn't alone. And for many of us, those glimpses mattered. They showed us that there might actually be a future where we can live openly, love openly, and take up space in the world. And that's exactly what this flag raising does and why it matters. Every year when Montgomery County raises this flag, we're sending a message to young people, to families, to neighbors that they belong here, that we belong here, that no matter who you love, how you identify, you are seen and you are valued. And while moments like this, like today, are public celebrations, the journey to get here often happens through private conversations at home. After marriage equality became law in Maryland in 2013, I remember telling my mom how much I loved Lauren and that we were thinking about getting married. My mom started crying, and these weren't tears of happiness, and at the time I didn't understand why. Years later, I came to understand that for my mom, our marriage wasn't just my coming out, it was our family's coming out, and that felt dangerous. My family immigrated from El Salvador after living through a civil war where speaking up or even being perceived as different could get you killed. Keep your head down. Don't draw attention to yourself. Stay safe. So when I chose to live openly, it touched something bigger than me. But that's only part of my family story, because alongside those lessons about survival was another belief that coming to this country meant opportunities that previous generations could never even dream of. And I saw that tension play out in my own family in 2006 when I was offered an internship with my council member in Los Angeles. My mom told me not to take it. Government and politics felt scary to her. But my mami nena, my grandma, had a very different reaction. She told my mom, no, you need to let her take it. That's exactly why we came to this country. My mami nena passed away the summer I took that internship. She was a badass, a rebel in her own way, 4 feet, 9 inches, couldn't get in her way. And I'd like to think that she's smiling down on us today. And I'd like to think that my mom is pretty proud too, because while they approached the world differently, they both wanted the same thing for me. A life with opportunity, dignity, and the freedom to be myself. Standing here today, I know everything I've been able to do is possible because of the sacrifices they made. My family story, my grandma and mom's generation, was one of survival. My story and my generation gets to be one of visibility and voice. And maybe that's exactly why they came to this country, so that one day I could stand in front of my community proudly with my wife, speak my truth, and know I belong. Happy Pride, everyone.
It is obvious that badasses run in your family, Val. Thank you. Thank you, Val. Thank you, Lauren. I love you both, and I'm so glad you're back here. And your legacy lives on, absolutely. The last speaker, before we raise the pride flag, is a leader in our community, helping organize and galvanize the LGBTQ+ community here in Montgomery County, and that is Dr. Amina Johnson, who is our LGBTQ+ liaison. Dr. Johnson.
I have my notes on my phone, and Councilmember Friedson was like, wow, you must really be able to see well, be able to read that on your phone. And I said, it's called progressives. I stand here today on the shoulders of many queer and trans activists. Some you may know, like Marsha P. Johnson. Some you may not know, like Stormy DeLavier or Ruth Ellis. I stand here on the shoulders of Black women and Black trans folks. I also stand here on the shoulders of my family, like my great grandmother Holder, who used to always say, Cain ain't got no home. And I see that here today. This has been going on 8 years, despite people saying that you can't. In a lot of ways, Montgomery County has shown that Cain ain't got no home, at least not here. I also stand here on the shoulders of my mother, and many of you who know me personally have heard some version of this story. But I grew up in a very, very Southern Baptist home. We built the church that we went to. It was across the street from my house, so we were there all the time. I used to be able to judge how late I was by looking out the bathroom window at the parking lot to see how many cars were there. And when I came out to my mother, I was nervous for a lot of reasons, but mainly because of the Bible. And I had this whole conversation with my mother, and basically she was okay. And at some point, she got out the Bible and she read 1 John 4:20, which says, if a man say that he loved the Lord and hate his brother, he is a liar. Because how can you love the Lord whom you've never seen and hate your brother who you have seen? And I learned that day that it didn't matter what society thought of me. It just mattered what these individuals who were important in my life thought of me. And this gets to the meat of what I want to say today. Montgomery County has done so well in helping to create laws and environments that support LGBTQ people. And yet, there is a trans woman that spent a year and a half in a shelter being discriminated against by the other people in that shelter and by some of the staff. And yet, MCPS changed their gender guidelines to say that trans students could be outed to their parents regardless of their safety at home. And yet, at the LGBTQ town hall that we had a couple of weeks ago, someone said that they were discriminated, a trans person said that they were discriminated against and were refused gender affirming care from a doctor in Montgomery County. So we've done a lot here to help change society, to help change laws. But as Angela Davis, who is another wonderful queer person that I stand on the shoulders of, and she said, we need to liberate minds as well as society. So I ask you today to remember that we need to talk to each other. We need to talk to our friends, our family. It's not just about changing laws. It's about changing individuals. I've heard lots of people say we need to change hearts and minds, and that's the next step for us here in the county. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson, for your words of inspiration and for your leadership here in Montgomery County. Before we raise the pride flag, I just want to say one more thing. In this world of chaos and confusion, there is no place I would rather be than here in Montgomery County, where we lead with our heart, we wear our compassion on our sleeves, we turn action into legislation, and we support and celebrate everybody, regardless of who you love, regardless of how you identify, where you pray, the color of your skin, or your immigration status. That is what makes Montgomery County a wonderful place to live, to work, and to be a part of. With that, let's raise the pride flag.
Hope somebody has a flag.
I hope somebody has beats.
Yeah. I don't know where Suzuki's are going. Have to hold their flags up for a second. That's already. I'm looking at Manuel.
Eight years later, we're like, this is
for you to